Yeah, good morning, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about JCL. So here, what is JCL? So first thing, so so far we have completed COBOL and DB2. Okay, the remaining part is JCL. So today we are going to discuss about JCL. What is the JCL and what is the use of JCL? Okay, let's start here. JCL stands for JCL stands for Job Control Language. Okay, Job Control Language. If you want to execute, okay, if you want to execute any COBOL program, JCL is mandatory. So without JCL, we can't run our program in a real time. Okay. So without JCL, we are not able to run our COBOL programs. So that is the reason JCL is a mandatory. Okay. Then by using JCL, we can perform some set of sort operations. Okay. What is sort here? So okay. First one is JCL stands for Job Control Language. If you want to execute or run, okay. If you want to execute or run any COBOL program, JCL is a mandatory. Without JCL, we are not able to run our COBOL program. And using JCL, we can perform some set of sort operations. Okay, let's assume we have two files. We have two files with the data. Okay, some 102 ABC. Okay, 101 ABC. So the data should be like this. Okay, the data should be like this. You can assume. So here the first thing is, okay, I want to keep the first file data should be in a sorted order. Okay, based on names. Okay, I will take the serial number first of all. So the data should be like this: 102, 101, 108, 107, 105, 106. Okay, let's assume this is our file. I want to do some sort operations. Okay, I want all the data should be in a ascending order. So that time what we will do, so we will do some sort operations. Okay, that we will see in the next class or going forward. So that is called sorting. So we can perform sort with any of the columns based on a key, like, okay, based on serial number, I want to do some sorting. So after sorting, after doing ascending order, so our data should be like this: 101, 102, 105, 106, 107. Okay, the data should be like this, but our input data will be like this, but we need output of the data should be like this. So that is called sort operations. So we can inside the sorting, like in a sorting, In a sort, we can perform ascending or descending operations. Okay, ascending or descending operations with the files. Next one is, suppose there are some duplicates. There are some duplicates. I need to remove some duplicates. Okay, we can remove duplicates from a file. Okay, next one is, there are some records. Okay, there are some records like 1 to 10,000 in a single file. In a single file. In a single file. So here, if I want to keep first 500 records, 1 to 500 into, okay, 1 to 500 into file 1. Next 501 to 1000 should be in a file 2. Next 1001 to suppose 2000, I need to keep it into file 3. Okay, like this we can divide the data also by using sort operations. Okay, we can divide the data and keep into separate files. So we can do more operations. Okay, that is depends on our requirement. Okay, so this is how sort will work in our real time. So we can perform ascending or descending operations with the files, and we can remove duplicates from a file. We want to divide the data and keep it into separate files. Okay, so that also we can use it. Okay, again coming to JCL. So here the next one is JCL will start with, okay, start with this slashes. Okay, JCL start with, okay, this set of lines. So here you can write, we can write, so okay, JCL contains steps. Okay, JCL contains steps. We'll talk about what is step and so how the steps look like. Okay, and JCL we can execute max 255 steps. Okay guys, this is about theory, just a theory about JCL. JCL stands for Job Control Language. If you want to execute or run any COBOL program, JCL is a mandatory. Using JCL, we can perform some set of sort operations. What kind of sort operations? So, okay, these are the kind of sort operations. We can perform ascending or descending operations with the files. We can remove duplicates from a files. If you want to divide the data and keep it into separate files, we are going to use this sort operations. And if you want to copy data from one file to another file, data from one file to another, okay, JCL start with the slashes. Okay, JCL start with slashes, and JCL contains steps, and we can execute max 255 steps in a single JCL. Okay, I'll show you sample JCL so that you can understand. Yeah, just observe this one. This is called JCL, this entire thing. Okay, this entire thing we'll call it as JCL. So here JCL contains the first step. It is in a job card. We need to write this job card always. We need to write this job card. See, without job card, we are not able to run any of the JCL. So here, the first thing, the job card should be like this. See, / job name. Okay, job name, job. Okay, job, and these are the parameters. Okay, we'll talk about later. So what is this class A and priority? Okay, this and all. Just remember what is there in a JCL. JCL, the first step. So by seeing the JCL itself, okay, how we are going to decide whether it is a JCL or not. So here it contains, okay, it is started with / and it contains a job name and job card. So the first line should be in a, the first line should be in a job card. Job card is very, very important. Job card is very important in our JCL. Okay. So job card contains, okay, job card contains job name and parameters. Job card contains job name and parameters. Okay, good. Next, job name. So here, job one is the job name. So the job name should be always, the max is 8 characters. This is very important. Job name, always, job name max length is, okay, max length is 8 characters. So okay, fine. So first line of in a JCL is job card. Next, here if you see this one, there is one step is there. There is one step. So what is step here? If you want to execute any COBOL program, if you want to execute any the COBOL program, we are going to use steps. Suppose I have 10 programs. We have 10 programs. Okay, we have 10 programs. We need to execute the same. In that case, we are going to write one JCL with 10 steps. Otherwise, we can write 10 JCLs for each single step. See, that is our requirement, or that is your wish. If you want to separately execute your 10 programs, okay, you can write 10 JCLs. If you want to execute 10 steps, I mean 10 programs in a single JCL, we can write it. Okay, that is our wish. And here I have a program. The program name is hello world. Otherwise we can keep it as program name is sample. Program name is sample. Okay, I have another program. See, in this program we are not using any files, so the program 1, and we have program 2. We are going to perform some string operations. Sample 2. This one we have used for print hello world. This one we are going to use it for to perform string operations. Next we have a program 3. The program 3 name called file read. That's it. Okay, file read. Okay, file operations. This is a program. File read operations we are doing. Okay, just we can assume we have three programs. How we are going to build our JCL? Okay, how we are going to build our JCL? So first line should be in a job card. So what is there in a job card? So we can write job card name is, okay, I am going to keep it as T or TB something. Okay, so this can be anything. But this should be max of 8 characters. Okay, I'll keep it as this one. TRTB job. Okay, next job. Some parameters were there. This is called accounting information, suppose, and you can give the company name or programmer name, whatever it is here. I'm going to keep it as some bank. Okay, next class A, priority, next MSG class was there, next notify, okay, we will talk about detailedly, okay, what is class A and priority and these things and all, but as of now just you can remember, okay, like, okay, job card, this is the job card. So the job card should be like this. So it will start with slashes and job name, job, and some keywords or parameters. Okay, fine. Next one is if you want to comment, okay, this is called commenting. If you don't want to execute this line or something, you can give double slash after this star. Okay, fine. Next, I want to execute this program. So what needs to be done here? You can write step 1, exec is the keyword, okay, execute PGM. PGM is nothing but program. So what is the program you want to execute? I want to execute sample. So my program name is sample. So I'll give sysout dd equal to star here. Okay, this is how we need to write, or this is how we need to build our JCL for first program. See, earlier we have written a program in our online compiler. If you click that execute button, automatically it will get executed. But in real time and all, we need to prepare a JCL. Okay, we need to prepare a JCL like this. Okay, first step is the job card. In step 1, we are going to give our program name and sysout dd star. So if you want to see any logs in our console, we are going to use sysout system output. Okay, if you want to see output details and all, we are going to give sysout dd star. Okay, this is fine. This is how we can write it for first program. The same way I need to write for, I want to execute for second program too. So instead of going to prepare another JCL, what we can do, just copy paste these lines. So the step name should be unique always. Okay, you can keep 2, 3, 5, 7, anything. Yeah, step 2. Here I'm going to execute sample 2 program. Okay, fine. So here we are not passing any input through a file. So that's why directly we are giving program name equal to PGM equal to program name and sysout. Okay, just observe here. The third one is file operations. Okay, I want to execute third program. So just create another step over here. Okay, just create another step. I'm going to keep it as step 3. The program name is file operations OPR. Okay, fine. So here I want to pass input file read operations, right? So if you want to read means, okay, we need to create a file. So earlier we used to upload a file into folder. Okay, then only the program is accepting. But here it is not like that. What we need to do, just mention, okay, what is the logical file name? Sorry, what is the physical file name we are using in our COBOL program? dd. Okay, I'll show you what is the logical program, right? Let's wait here. File read COBOL program. So okay, just observe this line. Just observe this one. So what we are doing, select student assigned to, we have hard coded something. Okay, this is the path which we have given. But in real time and all, we will provide like this. This is the physical file name and this is the logical file name. This physical file name should match in our JCL in file. Okay, in file should match here. So that's why what we are going to do, we are going to keep in file DSN. What is DSN here? DSN is nothing but dataset names. So we used to call files, right? File. So here in going forward, we will call it as dataset name. Dataset name. See, dataset name or file are both are equal only, but in the mainframe terminology, we'll call it as always dataset name. Dataset name. Okay. What is the dataset here? Test dot student dot file. So this is our file here. Test dot student dot file. Okay. This is the input file we are going to pass through this program. Okay. Next, this is equal to share. This is how we can pass the input. This is how we can pass the input. Okay. There is one more requirement. Program for file read and write. Read and write. File 4 is the program name. File read and write. Okay, just observe the program here. So this is the input file. Okay, the same way we need to create one more. We need to create one more output file. We need to create one more output file here. Student out. Next, out file. So what we are doing, so we are reading the data from input file and we are going to write all the data into output file. So here in our program, we have declared two files. One is input file and one is output file. So input file in the sense, so the program and the file is already exist in our mainframes. But in output file, we need to create our output file after executing a program. Okay, let's assume how many files are here? Two files we are using in a file control. These two files should be in our JCL. Then only it will accept. Okay. This is the step 3. Okay, step 3 is done. See, if you want to create, we can create another JCL too. But if we want to create everything in a single JCL, we can write it. Okay, I'm going to create another JCL. So first thing is step 1. So because this is another JCL, exec program name equal to, what is our program name? File 4 is our program name. Okay. Next one is, what is the logical file name and physical file name? In file. So we have already this logic, just copy paste here. In file is done. But here I need to create out file. So how the program is going to create out file? Okay, just we'll see. Output file, same thing, dsn equal to test dot, we can keep any name over here, student dot file out, comma. So here we have some DCB, these operations, disp, space and DCB parameters. Disp equal to new catalog and delete. What are the space parameters? Space equal to cylinders 1,15. Next, record format, comma lrecall equal to 100. Okay, just observe here. What is our first program? Just we are going to print hello world. Okay, there is no files in our program, so that is the reason what we are doing. Just we are simply calling step 1 execute program equal to sample and sysout dd star. Okay, what it will do, it will execute our program and all the logs will get printed in a sysout. Okay, fine. What is our second program? Second program also same, we are doing some string operations. Okay, fine. Observe third step. So here we are doing some file operations, like just we are reading a file. Okay, the file is already there and just we are reading a file. So what is our physical file name? Input file, data set name, we are going to give our file name. Okay, what it will do, it will read the data from this line. Okay, and it will execute and it will print all the results into our console. But this program is different. We have two files, one is input file and one is output file. Okay, we are going to read the data from input file and we are going to write it into our output file. Okay, so this job code is same for all the jobs, there is no change. After that, step name, execute our program name. Okay, our program name is file4, you can assume. This is the input file and this is output file. So if you observe input file, if the file is already exist, so just we are going to give dsn equal to file name and disp equal to shares. So that you can share it this file in any of the JCLs and any of the step. Suppose if you have a 10 steps, if you give disp equal to share mode, okay, you can access it in any of the steps. Okay, just observe what is here. DSN equal to input file name. Next, the very important thing, output file name. Here we are reading the data by using in file. So automatically what it will do, if you see this COBOL program in file right here, the input file data will come and assign into student file. Whatever we are going to write student out, that will come into out file. Okay, but here there are some parameters. If you want to create output file by using JCL, these are the parameters are mandatory by creating output file. Dispositional parameters, new catalog delete. Okay, we'll talk about later this one. Disp parameters and space parameters and DCB parameters. Space in the sense, okay, we are going to assign some memory to our file. And DCB, what is the length it is required, whether it is 100 or 200 or something. These are the record formats, like we have a fixed blocks and variable blocks. Okay, this is how we can prepare our JCLs. But in real time and all, these JCLs is already exist. Okay, this already exists in our libraries. Just we need to copy paste it. Just you need to copy this everything. Depends on your requirement. We need to change whether it is input file or output file. If it is input file, what dataset name I need to provide. If it is an output file, what dataset name I need to provide. These parameters, okay, everything. It's like a job card. Everything it is there in our libraries that we will see in a real-time classes. Okay, just to understand what is JCL. Okay, what is the use of JCL and how we are going to write JCL and what are the maximum steps we can write and what is job code. What is job code? If you want to execute my program name, what are the steps it is required? See, if we want to execute only sample program, these 4 lines is mandatory. That's it. These 4 lines are enough. No need to write anything. But here in this JCL, I am executing at a time 3 programs. First I'm executing step 1, then step 2 and step 3. Step 1 contains sample. Step 2 contains sample 2 program executing. Step 3 I'm executing file operations. But here I'm going to write another JCL. In this JCL, I'm executing. There is another program that is called file 4. What is this? If you observe these lines, okay. The first step is, guys, please go on mute. So if you observe this line, okay, this is job code. This entire line is job code. Here, our job name is TRTB job 1. Next, how many steps are there in this JCL? We have only one step, that is called step 1. What is the program it is executing? File 4 is the program name it is executing. What it is doing? There are 2 files. One is input file, one is input file is there, and one is out file is there. So how we can decide which one is input file and which one is output file? Okay. Sometimes what we will do, so instead of going to give in file, I'll give as a student. Here I have given as student 1. Student 1. Suppose student 1. These are the physical names. These are the physical names which I have been declared in our program. So that is the reason I am using student and student 1. But here I want to know which one is input file and which one is output file. How we can decide? That is very, very important. Okay, by seeing the program, okay, by seeing the program or JCL. So if you observe this line, DSN equal to data set name and disp equal to share. There is no another keywords like disp space and DCB. So then we can decide this one is a input file for this step. Okay, what is the output file for this step? You can assume, okay, you can observe after data set name, after file name, there are some keywords disp space and DCB. Disp space and DCB. If you find these parameters disp space and DCB, that means this is output file. This is output file. So how we can decide whether it is input file or output file? By seeing the parameters. By seeing the parameters. See, if you see this one, this should be in a single line. If you see this line, these parameters and the data set name should be in a 4 lines. See, there is some gap and also disk space and DCB is there. So that means this is the output file. So how we can decide? By seeing the parameters. By seeing the parameters, we can decide. Okay. So this is how we can decide whether it is a input file or output file. Okay, what are these parameters and all we will see later. But just to have a clear idea, so what is the JCL and how the JCL looks like and how we are going to pass our program names. Okay, so here you are going to pass your program name and we have 2 files. One is input file. See here, one is input file and one is output file. Suppose my requirement is I have 3 input files student and student 1, student and student 1, and student 2. In file 2. Okay, in file 1 and in file 2. So I want to execute my program. I want to execute my hello program. I want to execute my hello program. Okay, just observe here. Just observe. So what we can do is, just take any of the existing JCL, just copy paste it. No need to write line by line. Okay, just copy paste it. The job name is your wish. You can keep it your name also, but in a standards I'm going to keep like this. Okay, no need to change anything. After this, step 1, execute. What is our program name? Go to your program and see what is your program name. My program name is hello. Okay, my program name is hello. I'm going to keep it as hello. Okay, then next thing is, how many files are there? We have 4 files are there. We have 4 files are there. How many input? There are 3 input files. There are 3 input files, 1 output file. Okay, how to prepare a JCL for that step? Okay, just observe. There are 3 input files. Copy this line and paste it for 3 times. 3 times. Next, what is the physical file names over here? In file 1 and in file 2 and out file. Okay, in file is we have already written. Okay, next in file 2 and out file is already there. Okay, here you need to change file names. That is depends on our requirement. feb21 is the file dot feb22. So now by seeing the JCL itself, we can decide, okay, there are 3 input files because there is no disk space and DCB parameters for these 3 files. These 3 files, whenever we are going to pass these files, okay, this will go to in file automatically, and this hello program, it will accept. There is a link. See this hello program, it will take it in file and in file 1 and in file 2 and out file. These are all called physical file names in our COBOL program. Okay, in file, what is our dataset name? Test.student file. What is the input file 1? Test.student.file.feb21. Next, what is the file 2? DSN equal to test.student.file.feb22. These 3 are the input files. These 3 are the input files. And what is the output file over here? Out file is test.student.fileout. So how we are going to decide whether it is input or output? It contains disk space and DCB parameters, so that we are able to guess, okay, this is our output file. If there is no these parameters, then that is called our input file only. Hope you guys are clear on this. How we can decide whether which one is input file and which one is output file. By seeing these parameters, we can able to justify. Okay. So this is how it will work. Okay. This is very, very important. So without JCL, we are not able to do any single action. It's like, okay, after writing a COBOL program, if you want to execute, JCL is a mandatory. So depends on our program. You need to prepare a JCL. Suppose there is no steps, there is no files in your program. Then what you need to do? No need to declare any files over here. Just write step name and execute program name and give sysout dd star. It will execute like this. Okay. These 3 lines are enough now. But in my program, I have 3 input files and there is 1 output file. That time you need to prepare JCL like this. See, if you remember this JCL, okay, the final JCL, which I have written now, okay, this would be the common for 99%. 99%. If you remember these steps, okay, this is called JCL.